Venise Ocampo, a hospitality management instructor. Welcome to my class.
A pleasant day to each and every one of you. Welcome to our class, Supply Chain Management in Hospitality Industry. So for today's discussion, we are going to talk about supply chain in achieving strategic fit. So this topic is very timely because of the pandemic that we are experiencing right now. So now we are going to answer several questions such as how can we achieve a strategic fit with regards to our supply chain in our businesses. So let's begin discussing this topic. Okay, so to begin with, let us first introduce terms in this particular subject or in this particular topic. So before, we've already discussed what is supply chain. We've already discussed what are the functions of supply chain, the objectives of a supply chain. So now we have here a new words which is strategic fit. So ano nga po ba ibig sabihin natin ng word na strategic fit? So basically when we say strategic fit, okay, so it is defined as a situation that occurs when a specific project, target company or product is seen as appropriate with respect to an organization's overall objectives. So from the word itself, fit, so we have to make sure that everything, okay? So, lahat ng mga gagawin natin ng mga strategies, okay? Lahat ng mga gagawin natin ng mga projects, lahat ng mga gagawin natin mga products and services should be appropriate, okay? So, ibig sabihin tama or fit, okay? Doon sa ating objectives. Kasi before we've discussed what are the supply chain objectives. So, anything that we will do, okay, in our company, in our business, should be fit, okay? Should be appropriate doon sa ating na-set na objectives or mga goals. So now, paano natin siya masasabi na or paano natin ma-achieve yung tinatawag natin na strategic fit? So we have here the introductory part. Sabi dyan, a company's competitive strategy defines relative to its competitors the set of customer needs that it seeks to satisfy through its products and services. So nowadays, because of the pandemic, okay, because of the COVID-19 that we are experiencing, we cannot delete the fact na ang dami pa rin nating mga kakumpetensya sa market. Okay? So hindi natin pwedeng tanggalin yung katotohanan na kahit na pandemya or kahit na may pandemya, ang dami pa rin nating mga kakumpetensya sa marketplace. Okay? So, andyan yung mga iba't ibang businesses, andyan yung mga iba't ibang brands, okay? Mga iba't ibang suppliers and manufacturer in the industry, okay? Na patuloy pa rin nakikipagkompetensya sa isa't isa. Okay? So, ito naman po is, their competition is based kung ano ba yung kailangan ng mga customers natin nowadays. Okay? So, kung paano nila masasatisfy yung mga customers sa pamamagitan ng mga products and services na i-offer nila. So, sabi dyan, in each case, the competitive strategy is defined based on how the customer prioritizes product costs, delivery time, variety, and quality. So, paano daw ba natin dinidefine ang isang competitive strategy? Okay, so paano ba tayo nagpo-formulate ng competitive strategy? So sabi dyan, una is nakabase siya, okay, kung paano tinitingnan ng mga customers yung cost ng isang product. So ano ba yung sinasabi natin dito na product cost? Okay, so when we say product cost, so it refers, okay, to the cost incurred to create a product. Okay, so ano ba yung mga nagastos natin for us to make up sa ganitong klaseng product. So, dito nakapaloob yung mga direct labor, direct materials, okay, yung mga consumable production supplies, and factory overhead. So, aside from that, is importante din yung delivery time. Okay? So, because of the pandemic, again, pwedeng ma-hampered, pwedeng ma-delay yung delivery time ng mga products and mga services. because of, for example, mga travel restriction, okay? So, for example din, yung mga medical requirements na kailangan. So, if hindi pa natin ma-fulfill yun at the specific time, so pwede magkaroon ng delay of deliveries. O kaya naman, dun mismo nakabase sa kulang yung supplies natin, kulang yung materials natin to manufacture the product. So aside from that is the variety. So nowadays, a lot of businesses, especially in the hotel industry, marami silang mga variety of services at mga products na ino-offer sa ating mga clients or sa ating mga guests. Okay? Because we need to offer this variety of products and services para may pagpilian yung ating mga guests. So ang hirap naman kasi, 'di ba, if isa lang yung choice nila doon sa mga products and services na i-offer natin. So, mas maganda kung madami para they can choose kung ano man yung fit sa kanilang mga pangangailangan. At the same time, quality. So, quality is very important, because hindi naman natin i-avail, hindi naman natin i-purchase yung isang products and services without this having of a high quality, okay, na tinatawag natin. So, sa quality kasi dito natin makikita kung maayos ba yung pagkakagawa, 'di ba? Maganda ba yung serbisyo na ibibigay? Dito natin makikita kung appropriate ba yung binayad natin doon sa quality of products and services na binili natin, okay, or inavail natin. Okay? So, those are some of the factors na nagde-define kung ano nga ba si competitive strategy. So, now we have here an example, which is Walmart. So, before, napag-usapan na natin kung ano si Walmart. So, basically, Walmart is an international, okay, or a multinational retail corporation na usually, ang pinaka category niya is under hypermarkets. Kasi pag sinabi nating hypermarkets, hindi lang siya basta grocery store na puro pagkain lang yung mabibili natin. So, most likely, pag sinabi nating hypermarket, andun na po lahat. Okay, so as you can see in the picture, may mga damit na binibenta, okay, may mga groceries, merong mga pangailangan with regards to hardware, okay, so mga supplies sa bahay, mga pet supplies, etc. So, kumbaga, andito na po lahat. Okay, so doon natin yun matatagpuan sa mga hypermarkets such as Walmart. So, sabi dyan, example of this kind of strategic fit is Walmart. So, bakit nga ba natin ibibigay na example si Walmart? Because Walmart aims to provide high availability of the variety of products at a reasonable quality at low prices. So, dahil nga si Walmart is a kind of hypermarket, okay? So, ibig sabihin, marami siyang mga produkto na pwedeng i-offer. Okay? Yung product na yan is pwedeng iba't ibang brands yung magkakakompetensya. So, at the same time, reasonable daw yung quality ng mga products. Ibig sabihin, hindi natin siya bibilin kung alam natin na madaling masira, okay? So, kung madali lang, for example, itong product na to is na balita na before na hindi maganda yung quality and so on. And of course, reasonable siya sa presyo. So, makikita natin dyan na naka-dollar sign, of course, dahil nga siya is multinational company. So, specifically, yung presyo na nakapatong doon sa mga products is nakadepende, no? Nakadepende sa product cost at nakadepende din sa quality ng product na ino-offer. So, sabi dyan, most products sold at Walmart are commonplace. So, everything from home appliances to clothing can be purchased elsewhere. So, syempre sa ibang bansa, hindi lang naman sa isang lugar, okay, nakatayo si Walmart. So, parang dito lang yan sa atin, sa SM. So, may SM Mega Center, may SM City, Cabanatuan. So, ibig sabihin, marami tayong pwedeng lugar na pwedeng pagpilian din. So, next one is what we called the value chain in a company. So, ano nga po ba yung sinasabi natin na value chain in the company. So of course, it will start from left to right. So ano ba yung mga pwede natin ditong i-mention pagdating dito sa value chain sa isang company or sa isang business? So as we can see here, nag-i-start siya sa tinatawag nating NPD. Okay? So even before in your marketing subject, nababanggit na kung ano po ba si NPD. So basically, NPD is what we called the new product development. Okay? So ano nga po ba ang priority pag sinabi natin na new product development? So as you can see in the presentation, it tells about creating specifications for the products. So pag kasi sinabi nating NPD, this is a process. Okay, so let's continue. So pag sinabi kasi nating NPD, this is a process. Okay? Kaya nga sinabi new product development. So if there is a development, there is a process, okay, to develop those product. So it is a process wherein you bring new product to the marketplace. So paano ka magdadala, paano ka mag-o-offer ng mga bagong produkto sa market? So ibig sabihin, you need this innovative strategy, you need to be creative para makapag-offer ka ng mga bagong product sa market. So dito syempre, pwedeng yung mga products natin is completely original, okay? Or pwede naman ng mga existing products na before na minodify natin or mas pinaganda, okay? Or mas pina-improve na product. So dahil nga sinasabi natin na new product development yan, ibig sabihin, we are going to create a specification for the product as well. So for example, sa hotel industry, syempre may mga iba't ibang klase tayo ng suite rooms, 'di ba? Pwedeng executive suite, pwedeng junior suite, pwedeng mini suite, pwede rin naman na penthouse suite. So ibig sabihin, those types of suites have their own specification. Okay? So meron silang iba't ibang katangian na wala doon sa isang klase ng suite. So for example, ang pinakamura with regards to prices is si mini suite. So ang pinakamahal naman is si penthouse suite. So saan ma'am sila nagkakatalo? So nagkakatalo sila sa mga amenities, okay, sa mga facilities na matatagpuan natin, and as well as the services, okay, na pwede nating i-offer doon sa mga types of suites na yun. So next one is marketing and sales. So, sa marketing and sales, hindi na ito bago sa atin. So, basically, it generates demand by publicizing the customer priorities that the products and services will satisfy. Okay? So, ibig sabihin, dito sa marketing and sales, we are bringing inputs to the customer with regards to the new product development. Okay? So, ibig sabihin, yung mga customers natin, nagkakaroon sila ng idea, nagkakaroon sila ng knowledge about doon sa product or sa bagong product na in-offer natin. So, syempre, paano sila magkakaroon ng knowledge? Paano nila malalaman? So, through marketing. So, you need to publicize, diba? You need to post, you need to promote, you need to advertise your products and services. So, the next one is the operations. So, operation part or the operations management of a business is one of the crucial aspect, okay, of management. Kasi syempre, ito na yung ano talaga eh. Kumbaga, ito na yung pinaka scenario na kung saan we are going to transform inputs to outputs. So, ibig sabihin, yung mga, for example, sa restaurants, so, day-to-day operation, kailangan nilang magluto. Okay? So, ibig sabihin, yung mga inputs nila, yung mga supplies nila, like the raw materials, mga ingredients, they need to make sure to create a good output or a best output. So, ano yung output nila? Syempre, yun yung mga dishes na i-offer nila sa kanilang mga clients or mga customers. So, therefore, kapag nakapag-create sila ng output, it will serve as their product. Okay? Na pwede nilang i-offer sa kanilang mga customers. So, next one is distribution. So, as you create the product, it is very important na alam mo din, how are you going to distribute your product? So, mag-iisip ka ngayon ng mga strategy. Kaya nga, di ba, strategic fit. Ano yung appropriate strategy for you to distribute your product to the end user, which is the customer. So, distribution, it either takes the product to the customer or bring the customer to the product. So, pwedeng vice versa. Okay? It's either you will advertise the product, you will promote the product to the customer, o kaya naman dahil sa advertisement mo, dahil sa marketing campaign mo, si customer mismo, okay, ang pupunta sa store, siya mismo ang pupunta doon sa produkto na yon para mabili niya. Okay? Or sa mga services na yon. So, syempre sa distribution, we are also considering the fact yung mga transportation services. Okay? Ano yung mga methods na gagamitin mo? Are you going to distribute the product gamit yung mga courier natin na yan? Yung mga, let's say for example, LBC, JNT, or are you going to distribute the product through your own transportation services? Kasi dyan, tinitake note din natin yung mga gastos. For example, yung fuel, yung salary ng driver, the insurance of the car, and etc. Ayan. So, of course, as you distribute, so, andito na po yung tinatawag natin na service. So, service is the respond to customer requests during or after sales. So, hindi po mawawala, ang tinatawag nating service. Because sabi nga, these are the core processes or functions that must be performed for a successful sale. So, ibig sabihin, kahit nabili na natin yung product, kahit tapos na natin ma-avail yung services na yan, we can still ask, okay, we can still request, okay, doon sa mga store or doon sa mga establishment na pinag-purchasean natin or pinagbilan natin ng mga products na to. Kaya nga meron tayong tinatawag na mga customer support. Like for example, you buy a particular appliances. Okay? So, yung mga appliances na yan, hindi naman yan parang pag binili mo, pag nasira, bahala ka na, diba? So, usually, pwede pa natin siyang ipagawa basta pasok pa sa warranty. O kaya naman, may mga hotline sila na matatagpuan doon mismo sa product, okay? Na pwedeng tawagan if ever you have questions, okay? Or inquiries or mga issues about the product. So, syempre, above all this, itong 5 na nabanggit natin from NPD to service, it is very important for us to have a proper finance, accounting, information technology and human resources. Okay? So, ibig sabihin, itong 5 na to, it will not work unless you have proper finances, no? May budget ka. May budget ka to do it. May pera. Okay? It will not also, hindi ito siguro magiging maayos. Okay? Sabi nga, we will not be able to attain a successful process kung wala tayong proper accounting. Baka kasi mamaya sumusobra ka na sa mga expenses, 'di ba? Nag-overspend ka na or nag-underspend ka na, okay? Na papabayaan mo na yung quality kasi masyado kang nagtitipid. Okay? So, lahat ng yon makikita doon sa mga accounting or sa mga financial statement ng isang company or ng isang establishment. It is also important na meron tayong information technology o yung IT. So, syempre, the information, yung mga database na yan, okay? Yung mga ma-market natin through online, okay, sa mga social media platforms, it is very important na may tulong tayo, okay, sa mga IT specialists natin. And of course, to facilitate everything, our employees, 'di ba, kung nagfa-function pa ba sila properly, kung maayos pa ba 'yung trabaho, so andyan po si human resources. So basically, this factor or sa first process natin na to, etong nasa taas yung pinaka-importante din. Okay? Because they support and facilitate the functioning of the value chain. So, yung value chain, ito nga po yun. Okay? Ito sila. Yung 5 na yan. So, magwo-work lang sila properly if meron tayong tamang knowledge and resources, tamang management na nakasaad dito sa taas. Okay? So, next is strategy. So, itong word na to is hindi na bago sa inyo, no? Because strategy refers to what each process or function will try to do particularly well. So, sabi natin dyan, ano nga ba, no? Yung mga strategy natin sa panahon ngayon na may pandemic. So, I always mention na baka kasi yung strategy natin before is hindi na appropriate ngayon. Kaya nga kailangan natin mag-create ng bago. Kailangan natin gumawa ng mga strategy na fit, okay, sa objectives natin ngayon. Kasi syempre iba na yung panahon ngayon. Nagbago na lahat. Okay? So, strategy, it means these are a carefully developed plan or method for you to achieve your goals. Okay? So, ito yung mga methods, ito yung mga plano mo, okay? Mga gagawin mong bagay para nang sa ganun is ma-achieve mo yung objective. Okay? Yung gusto mo mangyari doon sa business mo. So, we have here product development strategy. Okay? So, syempre dito nakapalagay or nakaloob yung tinatawag nating portfolio of new products that the company will try to develop. So, dito sinasabi, it dictates whether the development effort will be made internally or outsourced. So, paano mo ba i-develop yung product mo? Kasi, di ba, may nabanggit tayong NPD kanina. Are you going to develop it internally? Or, gagamit ka ng ibang kumpanya to develop your product or to improve your product? Number 2 is the marketing and sales strategy. So, dito naman, it specifies how the market will be segmented. Diba? So, sino ba yung mga target market mo? Okay? So, ang target market mo ba is mga elite people, mga mayayaman? Ang target market mo ba is mga millennials? Ano ba yung age market na gusto mong ma-achieve or yung gusto mong i-target? Okay? So, how the product will be positioned, priced, and promoted. So, ibig sabihin, the 4 P's and the 7 P's of marketing is very vital in this kind of strategy. Okay? So, ibig sabihin, paano mo ba ipoposition yung product mo? Ilalagay mo ba siya sa mall? Magtatayo ka ba ng hotel sa mga rural areas? Or gusto mo magtatayo ka ng hotel sa city kasi mas maraming tao doon? Or, for example, yung restaurant mo, itatayo mo ba yan malapit sa school kasi maraming estudyante? So, it depends upon on how you position your product. So, sa price naman, very important yan, especially may mga customers or may mga guests na they are really seeing to it na yung mga prices is makatarungan. Baka kasi mamaya sobrang mahal, okay? Tapos, low quality naman pala. Minsan naman, mura or nasa tamang budget lang yung presyo, pero maganda naman yung quality. So, you have to give justice pagdating doon. Okay? So, hindi lang basta tayo tumitingin sa mura o kaya sa mahal. And of course, we have the supply chain strategy as well. So, dito naman, it determines the nature of procurement of raw materials. So, yung procurement kasi, ito na yung final phase natin to buy the product. Okay? To buy the supplies. Ibig sabihin, ito na yung decision natin. Bibili na ba natin yan? Ipa-purchase na ba natin yung mga raw materials? So, transportation of materials to, from, and the company. Paano mo ba ima-manufacture yung product? Okay? So, paano yung operations na gagawin? Paano mo i-distribute yung product? So, syempre, dito sa pangatlo, yung supply chain strategy is naglalaro lang doon sa cycle. Okay? Sa cycle na napag-usapan natin before. From the supplier, okay, up to the end user or the customer. So, achieving strategic fit. So, sabi natin dyan, strategic fit requires both the competitive and supply chain strategies of the company. So, very important na hindi lang tayo magre-rely sa supply chain strategies, but also sa ating competitive strategy na na-mention kanina. And those strategies should be aligned, okay? Naka-align sa mga goals and objectives na gusto nating mangyari. Hindi pwedeng salisi. Kasi baka mamaya wala ka na pala sa right track kung ipa-iba-iba yung goals mo, paiba-iba yung gusto mo mangyari. So, it refers to consistency. Diba? Sabi nga natin, consistency is the key. Kung hindi ka consistent, so maybe may mali, may pwedeng mangyaring mali or hindi maging successful yung gusto mong business. So, between the customer priorities that the competitive strategy hopes to satisfy and supply chain capabilities that the supply chain strategy aims to build. So, syempre, yung mga customers natin, may mga kanya-kanya silang gusto. Na syempre, as a business owner, as an entrepreneur, gusto natin na ma-fulfill, okay, yung kanilang mga pangailangan. Pero, kaya ba ng supply chain natin? Okay? May kapabilidad ba yung supply chain natin na gawin yun? So, we have to see to it na mag-create tayo ng tamang strategy for that. So, a company may fail either because of lack of strategic fit. Ayan. So, kung may mga business na kayo ngayon or may mga online business kayo or may kilala kayo na may business na, usually pwedeng hindi maging successful or pwedeng mag-fail kung wala silang tamang strategy. Or because its overall supply chain design, processes, and resources do not provide capabilities to support the desired strategic fit. So, ibig sabihin nga nun, magkasalisi. Okay? Yung design ng supply chain mo, okay, yung process, yung resources, is hindi naman pala kaya na sustentuhan yung capability lang, okay, ng iyong supply chain. So, dapat kung ano yung gusto natin, okay, meron tayong enough capabilities to do it para mas maging realistic. Okay? So, next one. Ayan. How is strategic fit achieved? So, ando na tayo sa question na paano ba natin maa-achieve? Okay? Yung sinasabi natin na strategic fit. Is it possible for us to achieve strategic fit? Okay? Kung alam naman natin na pandemic ngayon, kung alam natin na medyo mahirap na magnegosyo sa ngayon or mag-operate ng business, so, as I've searched, pag sinabi kasi natin strategic fit, okay, so sa isang business, you have to match your resources and your capabilities para ka magkaroon ng sinasabi na strategic fit. Kasi baka mamaya kakaunti lang pala yung resources mo, kakaunti lang yung gamit mo, pero ang dami mong gustong mangyari. So, ibig sabihin, yung supply chain natin, wala siyang kakayahan to do that. Kasi nga, kakaunti yung resources. So, dapat po balance. Dapat mag-match sila. Okay? So, yung resources natin, tama, ganun din yung mga capabilities natin or yung kaya natin gawin. But sabi dyan, but in procurement, it means requiring that the both competitive and supply chain strategies of a company have aligned goals. Okay? So, before you finalize yung mga bibilin nyo, yung mga supplies na gagamitin, it should be aligned sa goals na gusto mo mangyari. Kasi baka mamaya, bili ka ng bili niyan, okay, hindi naman pala magagamit, masasayang pala. So, ibig sabihin, sayang naman. Okay? So, ibig sabihin nun, masasayang yung budget, masasayang yung pera, okay, na ginastos mo for that specific resources. So, sabi nga natin dyan, to provide the highest level of service as a procurement organization, strategic fit must be achieved. So, ibig sabihin, for us to attain the highest level of service, kumita tayo, maging stable, maging successful yung kumpanya, we should have a strategic fit. At dapat yung strategy natin na i-formulate is ma-achieve natin. So, we have here 3 basic steps to achieve this strategic fit, which we outline here and then discuss in more detail. So, number 1 dyan is understanding the customer and supply chain uncertainty. So, dahil nga sa panahon ngayon, it is very uncertain or walang kasiguraduhan, lahat ng mga bagay pwedeng mag-fail, pwedeng maging successful. So, dito naman is nakalagay na in general, customer demand from different segment varies along several attributes. Okay? So, pwedeng quantity of the product needed, okay, in each lot. Minsan kasi may mga emergency order tayo, 'di ba? Na kailangan natin para i-repair yung production. Okay? Meron tayong mga materials na kailangan para i-construct. Okay? Yung mga bagong products na i-introduce natin sa market. The response time that the customers are willing to tolerate. So, syempre, ang mga customers natin, hindi natin sila pwedeng paghintayan ng sobrang tagal. So, we need to make sure na meron tayong isa-set na time. Okay? Para na sa ganun, yun yung maging outline nila, yun yung maging time frame nila sa paghahantay ng products and services. The variety of products needed, the service level required, ayan, the price of the product, and the desired rate of innovation in the product. So, those factors are very important. So, you have to understand the needs of your customer and the supply chain and the uncertainty, okay, na pwede nating ma-encounter during those process. Number 2 is understanding the supply chain capabilities. So, sabi nga natin kanina, 'di ba? You have to understand ano lang yung capabilities. Ano lang yung kakayahan ng supply chain mo. Baka kasi mamaya hindi mo nga kaya, pinipilit mo pa. So, sabi dyan, after you understand the uncertainties, okay? So, yung mga uncertainties dito sa step 1, you have to ask for the next question. How does the firm best meet demand in the uncertain environment? Okay? So, paano mo daw mami-meet, okay, yung demand, yung mga gusto ng mga customer, kung hindi nga or walang kasiguraduhan nga yung environment natin o yung market natin sa panahon ngayon. Kasi 'di ba pandemic nga. So therefore, you need to create a best strategic fit. Okay? So sabi nga dyan, creating strategic fit is all about creating a supply chain strategy. So you have to consider factors, okay, na pwede nating ma-encounter. Ayan. So, as you can see here, supply chain responsiveness includes a supply chain ability to do the following. So, respond to wide ranges of quantity demanded or quantities demanded, meet short lead times, handle large variety of products, build highly innovative products, meet a high service level, and handle supply uncertainty. So, ngayon, you have to be responsive. Ibig sabihin, paano ba pag sinabi nating responsive? You are willing to react, okay, in a certain situation na makakapagbigay ka ng best output or ng best advice. Ibig sabihin, you are responsive, you are attentive sa mga nangyayari. You are ready to respond sa dami ng mga quantities, sa dami ng mga orders sa'yo. Okay? You're going to respond or meet short lead times. So, kaya mong ma-reach yung quota, kaya mong ma-meet yung desired time. Kung yan is maikli lang, kaya mo makapag-produce ng products. You can handle a large variety of products. 'Di ba? Kung iba't ibang klaseng products yan, kaya ng supply chain mo. Kaya mo din mag-innovate, gumawa ng bagong produkto. And syempre, you can also meet a high service level. And kung may mangyari man na mga uncertainties, problema, kaya mo siyang i-handle. So, that is step number 2. So, next one is step number 3. So, step number 3 is achieving strategic fit. So, ito na tayo, no, sa pinaka-topic natin. So, how are you going to achieve strategic fit? Aside sa mga sinabi natin na dapat match ang resources sa capabilities. So, the goal is to target high responsiveness. Okay? Sabi nga, you have to be responsive, maagap. Okay? Kung magkaroon man tayo ng implied uncertainties, ayan, or high implied uncertainty, or you can either act efficiently Okay? Kung magkaroon naman ng low implied uncertainty. So, pwede kasing ang mangyari is mataas yung chances na magkaroon ng problem. Pwede rin naman na maliit lang yung chances. So, ibig sabihin, for you to do that, you have to make sure, 'di ba, na magre-respond ka kung ano yung current situation na nangyayari. Huwag mong pababayaan lang na, okay lang yan, lilipas din yan, magagawa din yan. Baka mamaya gumana din yung machine na yan. Okay? Tayin mo lang na pagod lang yung machine. Paano kung halimbawa hindi na gumana yung machine? So, paano mangyayari? Made-delay yung pag-produce mo ng mga products. 'Di ba? So, example natin dyan, for example, is yung pasta manufacturer. Okay? So, pasta is a product with relatively stable customer demand. So, alam naman natin na, especially mga fast food chain, isa sila sa mga malaking umorder na mga pasta supplies kasi they offer spaghetti, 'di ba, mga palabok, or sa mga restaurants din. So, ibig sabihin dyan, giving it a low implied demand uncertainty. So, supply is also quite predictable. So, ibig sabihin, you can, minsan hindi natin na-predict. Minsan hindi natin na-forecast na, ay, ang dami palang orders ngayon. Biglang dagsa yung mga orders. So, we need to prepare, no? We need to make sure na pinag-aaralan natin yung market. 'Di ba? For example, magsi-sale ka. 50% sale ang Food Panda sa Jollibee. So, ibig sabihin, kung mag-50% sale yan, marami ang chances, or malaki ang chances na maraming umorder sa'yo. Kasi nga, sale. Okay? So, imagine mo yung halimbawa, kung 50% yan, makaka-less ka up to 75 pesos sa overall transaction mo, plus the delivery fee as well. Okay? So, ibig sabihin lang na you should be responsive, you should be attentive sa mga pwedeng mangyaring mga situations or mga uncertainties. Ayan. So, the key to achieving strategic fit is to find a balance. Ayan. So, katulad ng nabanggit natin kanina, to find a balance between responsiveness and efficiency that the best matches the needs of its target customers. Kasi at the end of the day talaga, yung customer natin ang priority natin. So, we want to be responsive, we want to use our resources efficiently, hindi tayo nagsasayang. Kung ano yung mga resources na andyan is ginagamit natin na maayos. Okay? So, in deciding where this balance should be located on the responsiveness spectrum, companies face many challenges. So, yun nga. If the company or if the business will not be responsive, hindi sila gagawa ng mga strategies that will fit kung ano man yung needs nila sa business, so pwedeng magkaroon talaga ng mga challenges. Ayan. So, in deciding where this balance should be located on the responsiveness spectrum, companies face many challenges. So, ano yung mga challenges na pwede nating ma-encounter dyan? So, increasing product variety and shrinking life cycles. So, ano ba yung sinasabi natin dito sa unang factor or sa unang challenge na yan? So, syempre, alam naman natin na yung mga products natin, pwedeng mag-grow yan sa market, pwede rin namang hindi. From the introductory stage up to the decline stage. May mga products tayo na na-phase out na, may mga products tayo na hindi nakilala sa market kasi hindi naman siya mabili. So, greater product variety and shorter life cycle increase uncertainty, and while reducing the window of opportunity within which supply chain can achieve fit. Number 2 is globalization and increasing uncertainty. So, globalization has increased both the opportunities and risk for supply chain. So, andyan na nga dahil 21st century, we are globally competitive. Hindi lang tayo sa sariling bansa natin nagiging competitive. Nakikipagkompetensya tayo sa mga products, sa mga brands, sa mga services na ino-offer sa iba't ibang bansa. So, syempre, andyan yung fluctuation, andyan yung inflation rate, pagtaas, baba ng mga bilihin, or presyo ng mga bilihin as well. So, fragmentation of supply chain ownership. So, syempre, we need to make sure na most firms have become less vertically integrated. As companies have shed non-core functions, they have been able to take advantage of supplier and customer competencies that they themselves did not have. So, let us not take advantage of our customers. No? Minsan kasi, pinagsasamantalahan na natin yung mga customers natin pagdating sa presyo, pagdating sa quality. So, hindi naman sila ang magsasuffer nun. So, yung pag-suffer nila, hindi 100%. Most likely, ikaw talaga ang magsasuffer. Okay? Kasi syempre, hindi mo ibinibigay yung best product and services for them. So, changing technology and business environment. Yan, because of the pandemic, we rely too much on the technology. So, nagiging advantage natin yan na marunong tayo sa technology, gumagamit tayo ng mga technology. Pero syempre, a strategy that may have been very successful in one environment can easily become a weakness in a changed setting. So before, kung sikat na sikat yung ang pagpapromote natin sa Facebook kasi aside from promoting it online, pwede natin sila agad makita face to face. Ngayon kasi we rely too much sa mga pictures, okay? We rely too much sa mga videos, sa mga reviews and feedback without even seeing the product personally. So, syempre, mag-iiba talaga kasi ibang environment na. Okay, ibang setup na yung nangyayari. And last, the environment and sustainability as well. So, sabi dyan, as you grow your business, diba, you have to be accountable. Okay? In case na ma-harm mo si environment, hindi ka gumagamit ng resources, hindi sustainable, okay? Hindi mo pinapractice yung sustainability na tinatawag natin. So, you have to make sure that, okay, na yung mga resources na yan is ginagamit natin ng tama, hindi natin inaabuso, especially if it is natural resources na gusto naman natin, na ma-secure yung environment. Hindi tayo yung nangunguna sa pagkakalat sa mga waste na yan, proper segregation of garbages, practicing of 3 R's, 'di ba? Aside from that is using the resources wisely. So, yung mga future generation, yung mga susunod pang mga tao sa mundo, okay, is magamit din nila yung mga resources na yan. Okay, so that's the end of our discussion about supply chain in achieving a strategic fit. So, if ever you miss some points in this discussion, feel free to replay the video, okay? And of course, read the module as well. Okay? So, thank you so much for listening and have a nice day.